I was pretty confident, bro. I was really confident. I would have bet the house that Jon Jones was going to take this fight. And as the recording of this video, he still could. But a report just came out from Ariel Helwani saying that more than likely, once the 784 days have been reached, Jon Jones is going to vacate the title because he will then have the record for the most days in a title reign. He'll pass Stipe's record. Who cares about that record, bro? We all know you only have one title defense. Does Jones think the fans are this dumb, bro? He has to think the fans are this dumb. This guy's ego is through the roof. And this is coming from a guy that I wouldn't say supported Jones, but I've been watching him for so long, bro. Like, you watch a fighter for 15 years. You watch him grow up. He was a young, wide-eyed kid when I was a kid when I first started watching him. And so to see him older now, it's something, bro. It's something that I haven't really experienced. There aren't many fighters that stay around that long, right? For 15 years, where you kind of grow up watching them. So there's a little bit of, I don't really know the word to explain it. I guess respect, you could say. Respect for Jon's fighting style. Not respect for him as a person, because, I mean, yeah, should we even get into that? We all know Jon Jones is not a good person. He's pretty fake. For a while, the last few years, I really thought he had like turned a corner, that he had really matured. This was a new Jon Jones, and he was appreciative of the sport, and that everything the sport has given back to him, and he was going to give back, and he was going to give the fans everything they wanted. Yeah, that's not the case. Jon has not only dragged Tom through all this in his prime, he's dragged the fans through it. He's ruined his reputation. His reputation was already shit, but at least people could still call him the GOAT. Can you really call somebody the GOAT when they blatantly duck someone? I mean, blatant. Bro changed his profile picture. He is a duck. And Jones, he thinks it's funny, bro. He thinks it's funny. And he thinks that pissing the fans off like this, it's funny. Jones is the ultimate troll. He really is. And so I'll say this, bro. If this fight ever does happen, I've been watching the sport long enough to know that the MMA gods, they have a way of working shit out, bro. They really do. And you can only get away with stuff for so long. The eye pokes, the nasty oblique kicks, the growing shots, the nut shots, right? The nut shots. There's interviews back in the day of Jon Jones laughing about how he pokes people in the eyes. It's a game to him. He's the ultimate troll. He's the ultimate little shit. And the MMA gods are going to find a way to make him pay. I really believe this, bro. Nobody gets out of this sport unscathed. Nobody. Even the ones you think that do. Robbie Lawler recently. Beautiful final fight. Knocks out Nico Price. They give him a beautiful video package, retirement. Him and Carlos got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Beautiful send-off, right? Just saw a report that Robbie Lawler's going to do bare knuckle boxing, bro. Why? Why do these fighters want? They have a really hard time of giving it up. They have a hard time of letting go. And you can even see that with Jones right now. Jones, for all intent and purposes, should have just retired when he beat Stipe. He should have just retired. He would have said, Tom, I'm passing the torch to you. You're the young buck. I'm an old man. I've been in this sport a long time. I have injuries. I would have loved to fight you back in the day. Nothing but respect. But I'm going to sell off into the sunset with my belt. And a lot of people would have hated that. A lot of people would have hated on him. But it wouldn't have been as bad, I don't think. It wouldn't have been as bad as him just outright ducking Tom Aspinall, making him wait, asking him for a ridiculous amount of money, Now, does he deserve that much money? I think so. I think he deserves 30, 40, 50 million. I think Tom deserves a lot too. But he also knows that the UFC is probably not going to give him that. You price yourself out. You throw such an extreme price out there that they'll never pay it. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Who wouldn't take the fight for $50 million? I would fight Tom Aspinall for. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm going to go in there. I'm going to throw my best 1-2 head kick. It's probably not going to land. And I'll probably get viciously knocked out. But I'll walk out of that ring or octagon or whatever, this imaginary situation I've just made up, and I'll walk out with my wife and kids $50 million richer. Who wouldn't do that, bro? Like, we're trying to get one of the greatest fighters of all time. We're having to pay him an insane amount of money just to get him to fight. I hate all of this, bro. I hate all of this. It's messing up the division. It's wasting Tom Aspinall's prime. It's wasting Jon Jones's the end of his career where he could have had some really good fights. Wouldn't it be the biggest sit down little bro moment ever if he goes in there and just destroys Aspinall? He could shut everyone up. Jon acts like, because there's always going to be a new contender, right? When Johnny Walker was knocking guys out, they were saying, oh, he's going to knock Jon Jones out first round. So Jones, when he says stuff like that, he has seen this before. He has seen these up-and-comers come into the game, they start knocking people out, and the next thing you know, everybody's saying, this is the guy that's going to beat Jon Jones. So from that point, I do understand where Jon's coming from. But this is a little different, bro. This man has a belt. This man has a UFC heavyweight belt. I don't give a fuck about the interim shit. Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight champion, bro. It's not the same as Johnny Walker on the come up. This guy's already made it. He's beaten everyone. He has wins over almost everyone in the top 10. What more accolades could he get, Jon? What more? How could this man get any more accolades? The only one left is to fight you. The reason he doesn't have as many accolades as Alex Pereira is because you won't fight him. How can this man do anything with his career if you won't fight him? This has been one of the most frustrating situations I've ever witnessed in the UFC. It's made Jon look so bad. He really could, like, honestly, if he just would have came out originally, right when he beat Cyril Gane, because Tom, I'm pretty sure Tom was still injured from the Curtis Blades fight. He could have retired right then, guys. No one would have gave it a second thought. They would have said, oh yeah, that was Tom Aspinall. And then when Tom won the belt, they would have said, oh, that would have been a good fight, man. But he's completely turned the narrative against him by not wanting to fight him. And then he doubled down, bro. He doubled down on I just don't like Tom. Why, bro? Tom is literally one of the nicest guys. You have no reason to dislike this man. Like, literally none. If the shoe was on the other foot, could you imagine if Jon Jones was young when he first beat Shogun, right? If there was another champ, let's say DC was the heavyweight champ at the time. Jon Jones and Jon wanted to move up and wanted to fight him, and DC, was doing this shit that Jon's doing. Do you know the lengths Jon Jones would have gone to get that fight? The level of trolling? This man's a troll. So for him to sit back on his high horse and act like he's too good for all of this, bro, if you didn't like Jon Jones before, I mean, this whole situation really is the icing on the cake. I mean, I've watched this guy for so long and, somewhat supported him, supported his style of fighting. I love the way he fights. He's an amazing fighter. But his personality, bro, is just shit. It really is. Jon Jones, he's not a good person. And yeah, he's ruining the sport, bro. He really is.